Hi everybody. Yeah, I just had to take care of that little thing. Yeah, hopefully YouTube will forgive me for that. Welcome guys. How we doing? Welcome to another stream. Waiting on food. Hey lady! Hey guys, hey guys. Just doing some little like and subscribe guys. Please share. Ready, let's get going. Hello. Welcome everybody. Hello, Reflex. Alright, guys. What time the court case kick off? It should be about 1 o'clock. About a half hour from now. Figured we could get into, some good Q&A, maybe, trial prep.
I did.
Oh, stayed on top. Wow. Yep. My DoorDash is late. Alright, guys, we're getting ready here. Everybody's getting ready. Everybody's going on doo-doo. I'm just waiting on food. Well, it's about noontime where I am. Okay, dog. Your delivery? I'm just waiting on pizza. I got Wendy's. Hot and juicy. Though I forgot to take off all the fixins, because, I don't like fixings. Alright. So let's eat the Twix that we have. We're gonna get started in just a few minutes here, guys. Okay? Oh, are we? Hi, Harry. Hi, Johnny. Doing good, doing good. How are all of you guys doing? Right. We're all decked out for court. Hi, Harry.
Hello, hello.
What do you want from me? I do.
Oh, ow.
Hey, Nolan. How's it going? See you there. Pretty quiet, for the most part. The present. If anybody's running around, I'm just standing here. I'm waiting for food. Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
Hello, Detective Cookie.
What's happening?
Not much.
Are you ready?
Hello.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
We're about to rock this.
Yes, we are. Gonna do good.
Hell yeah, baby.
Let's go. Oh, I love your Crocs, by the way.
Oh, you're the only person that has actually said that. Thank you so very much. Everybody
You're
talks trash
welcome.
about them. I
I
really like
love
them.
Crocs. They're nice and comfy and squishy.
Yes, and I can put them in sport mode, and then I'm like super fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's like super cop, you know?
Exactly.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I like that they're a pink color. You know, that they really compliment you
Yeah,
on.
thanks.
You're
I
welcome.
really like. Yeah, I really like them. You know.
Hello, brother. Alright, where is Harry? Alright. Gonna go into this corner here, guys, because my food is here. Give me 1 sec. I shall be back, okay?
can I have like on duty and a duty log for this, or? I bet. Yes, I good. No. I can't hear you talking. I didn't hear you talking. Yeah. I might. You're my metal case. Mm. Hmm? Actually, kind of does. Now we look like a law firm. Okay. No, that's not. Now that you mention it, I'm nearly starving.
Alright, guys. Let's go.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Do you want
So
now?
quick.
Hello.
Your worst
Wow.
outfit.
Wow.
Jeans with the fucking puffer
Oh, yeah,
jacket.
I'm guessing I need to leave all guns
Bro, the
and such
jacket is
behind.
good. What the fuck was that? Jeans.
Okay, need to micro anything.
What's the policy on bringing any sort of equipment, personal or PD?
I don't know. Should I have a gun?
I have only PD
Have your
gun, right?
gun, your normal LSPD equipment.
I need to go change that.
If you're the prosecutor, take away your what is it, rifle, Ellie? Looks
Mhm.
such better. Put it away.
Devin didn't have no revolver on me.
I need to clean out my locker. Oh, Joe Brazil. Ah, oh, Seven's good.
Right.
Wearing a normal
Uh,
outfit. That looks like correct. Looks correct. I said correct. Does he not?
I love how we got a holster on our uniform, but there's nothing in our actual holster. God, I love it.
Yo,
Wait, what?
shush,
Really?
Tyler Walker.
Ryan,
Look, look,
awful
look.
outfit.
Look.
What's
What?
up?
Hello. Where's
I
Ryan?
got
Let's see his
Wow.
outfit.
I got nothing in my holster. Like,
Yo,
look.
Seth,
Skill
what
issue.
Seth,
Wow.
what radio are we on? We should staying on
What?
one or what? What
What?
radio?
I don't know. One. Well, everyone
Gotta
has
speak
go
to
free,
Harry.
So
Hmm?
we will go with.
We're clocking off, do you know?
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
we have to.
Yeah.
Unless I'm trying to think of a radio which isn't locked.
11?
Let's go to. No, we'll go to a point. Let's do 88.88.
88.88.
I can't wait for somebody to guess that correctly.
I would say just do 5 and then people hop off to top off
No,
to
because if people's head pops and stuff like that.
oh,
Oh.
skittish.
Yeah, get better.
88.88. We'll go with
Yeah.
it.
Air check.
Stinky. Shut up.
Wow.
Shut up. Bro can't drive the Corvette to save his life.
I can drive Corvette.
You sure about that?
Yo, Johnny.
I've got evidence to prove you wrong.
I was gonna say, roll the footage, Seth. Oh, he can
Okay,
walk off, that might be a good
so-
idea.
Are you going down to view?
I can do, yeah.
Do you want to come join security as well? Because
I'll take security.
I'll put DTs generally in a room anyway. Given you guys want to see how the court case goes and whatnot. We'll rotate people out from front doors, back doors. Mr. Seth,
Yeah.
if you want to manage that front door and searching any of the sieves, anyone coming in, make sure no one's got anything illegal.
Mhm.
We'll get a couple of guys upstairs.
We can't search people if we're not clocked on.
Yeah.
Well, whoever does-
me and someone else will stay clocked on.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever you take for the front door.
Adams, you want to come with me?
Yeah, I got you. You want me to clock back on?
Everyone else, as he mentioned, obviously make sure you got a duty log, but don't be clocked on at the main desk because it causes issues for everyone. What we'll look to do is obviously Adams and Seth will take the main door, so they'll search everyone coming in. We'll put 2 on the back door. Essentially, just make sure no one comes in that way other than Judge or PD or Mr. O'Reilly.
Radio
We'll
channel?
have. It's
88.88.
88.88.
88.88.
In the room itself, I want officers
like
just at
bingo.
the back door, so on the entrance, we're in, and 2 in a gallery up the top. And then we'll switch people out. We'll move people around as needed.
Have we got anyone that's SWAT trained here?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 SWAT trained
BJ.
up in the gallery.
There you go, you two then.
Already here. Whoa.
What is that
Hey,
outfit?
Tyler.
Hello,
Since
man.
we're together.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 SWAT trained up in the gallery. This is your main job, to obviously, to be looking over everyone, looking for suspicious activity.
Okay.
Any preferred weapon we have on us? I.e.
Just take your
shotgun,
SWAT-
SMG.
Take your rifle.
Rudge. Then I have to run past the armory before rolling out. Oh, you should be
It's not-
fine.
Yeah, it's only around the corner.
Awesome.
I'll go get a car. Everyone can load him.
Get food,
Yes.
get drinks, make sure you are full.
I got-
9 works once. Nick when.
Don't worry, I got 15 bottles of water.
Okay, what about food, mate? Gonna start.
Alright,
just-
Alright.
let me drop my shotgun off.
There's
the
vending
suitcases
machines
Tyler.
in the
Can we
hall.
go to the side doors?
Before.
Let me put my vehicle away. Are we taking the MRAP?
this the correct rating?
Yeah.
I'll be clocked on duty, right?
Yeah, just me and Seth are staying clocked on.
Wow, Joe.
Like 5,
Vehicle.
definitely alternate. If, spot for necessary.
Why are we getting an emerald?
Bit overkill, no?
Get an emerald. Doing an extra fast response.
We'll go on like explorers and shit.
If you're
Is the Bearcat not better?
I mean, it's
Can
more
people, is it not? No,
If
Bearcat's
it's more.
15 even, I think.
15,
yeah.
We can go in there. Alright, let's go.
Depends if you want to hang out on the side or not.
Here's Meg on the route.
That's the emerald, mate.
Where's
Where's Roberts?
No idea.
I haven't seen him.
Good day, Detective Cookie.
Timothy,
Where are you going
your
to?
briefcase.
I'll just drive you.
Here we go. Hello, everybody.
Driving.
Make sure everyone's fucked up as well, except for Steph and Sam.
Oh, we'll pull over and wait for everyone.
I think that's it. I think we're good.
Is Joshua still in the basement with O'Reilly?
If I was in the
My
basement,
5's not in garage yet. Got some,
Hi, zombie. Hi, guys. Wow, Hop. Wow, guys. Wow. Toxic. Today's gonna be a chill stream, guys. Just lay back. Me watching, you know. Oops. Be watching the trial go on and happen.
so uncivilized.
Man just destroying the grass.
This is what I pay my taxes for. The thing I'm most concerned about is people potentially stealing vehicles outside, so that's...
Bring the PD cars up near me so I can keep an eye on them while I'm searching.
Okay.
I think Knox has been doing some searches as well, just while he's waiting for everyone, because we've had people already arriving.
Cox is Irish. Huh? Petey gonna lose again? No. The most important thing about this is that everybody has fun. And at the end of the day, all the PDs that have, you know, been doing this, been doing the work, they've done a fantastic job. And, you know, it just deserves that kind of recognition that it does. Because, you know, they've done a really good job.
Sure, you're gonna find the gun taser.
What do you mean?
Hey, Makarov.
Wow, yeah, Sam.
howdy boy. Right.
Right. Vending machine.
do you wanna be positioned on top gallery, or do you wanna or do you wanna be on the door? 'Cause
I think, as they said, it's best for us to be on top, so we have overview. If someone draws something, we can just do.
Did it say to you?
O'Reilly arrived yet.
At least we get to hear this
Oh, it's like a
conversation.
TV show.
Oh, I can do this real quick, actually.
I'd say like.
Hey David, man, where do you want me to be?
Oh, hey, Mac.
Do you want me to sit on this side or the other side?
Mac.
Doesn't matter.
Where we sit,
Doesn't matter where
George?
you sit, as long as you sit on a chair.
As long as, okay, I'm taking your words for heart. As long as I sit on the chair, it's fine. David,
Can't
I'm
you
sitting
just,
in
like,
your chair.
Look at you,
Not
Harvey.
his
You look
Give it
fresh.
Over
Who are you?
there.
It's not
I don't
like a
recognize you
full
in the suit.
driver's license confiscated.
What do you mean?
The same.
Oh,
Nice
Hyperion?
chair, man.
Nice to see you around here. Hello,
Johnny, it's people think, you know, losing, you know, like it means that, you know, well, you failed or, you know, hard work doesn't pay off. But at the end of the day, you know, this is just RP. And at the end of the day, win or lose, you know, everybody just did the best job they could. And it's like real life, you know, sometimes you can do the best job you can do and
It was an accident.
you know, sometimes it just
Hi, Al.
doesn't work out. Hello.
I was wondering where those voices were coming from.
I'm going to be up there
John
though.
O'Reilly is at the investigation room at MRPD.
David.
Apparently yes.
Inactive, so I can actually be ready
I'll go
once
get-
everybody gets here.
Yeah. I'll go with you.
I assume the officers are going to be bringing O'Reilly down since he's already kind of.
We're not sure, to be honest. He might be
yeah.
arrested.
We were not.
He is arrested. Well, he's detained at this very.
He's detained, but he might be
gonna say, he
arrested,
just
so
tweeted
he might
asking
all
for a
be
lawyer.
done in a minute.
Well, I don't
that's
think
John
so
O'Reilly.
because Roberts needs a search or wants a search warrant and review his affidavit after.
Check BT, brother.
But okay.
Alright,
Is that George Basic?
Tigo, man, do you got any food?
No.
Hello,
yeah, I
mate.
got one
You
if you
look
need.
fresh.
Can I have some, please?
It's George Buck. Sorry, mate.
Is that James, man?
Nice trim, nice trim.
Machines out front, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a look
Who's
down.
gentleman over there?
Alright, hold on one second.
Over
Yeah.
there? It's Fred.
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 Looks like 1 Down for assassin.
Yeah, somewhat.
Federico Daltino.
Oh, Daltino.
Yes.
Hello, Dolfino lad. How are you doing? You had your name as Dolfino. What's that about? Mistake?
Footsteps. Oh my god.
Damn, look at this guy. This guy is harassing the jury already. What is this, Bradford?
I'm not harassing you guys. What do you
Harassing
mean?
the jury. Jesus.
Coming in all sheep.
Exactly, Johnny.
Fella.
Exactly.
Looking sharp, nice. Where's Pete?
I have no clue. I don't know if he's coming.
Hey, James, as a
Aw.
reminder, if you start to see people back here texting and being goofy, you can go ahead and ask them to.
Hello,
leave.
sir. How are you doing?
Yeah. Awesome.
Otherwise, they're going to get charged with contempt of court. And that's a $5,000 fine.
Yeah.
No, keep an eye on tweets and things because they shouldn't be posting anything about the court case.
Correct.
So it's a private court case then, or no? Public?
No.
No
phones
cameras
not
are allowed
in the
in
courtroom.
the court,
Oh,
so.
okay, then.
It just keeps people from getting distracted.
Hey, Harry, man.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Looking swish in your tartan suit.
Thanks. I always
Hey, Luke. Yo.
Innit?
What's up?
Look, this guy.
Sabi, man. Sabi. What do you mean, who's this guy?
Oh, I
You
said- I
didn't
said
tell
look
me
at
you
this guy.
come in.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
That's right.
Why
Why didn't you tell me you're coming?
You should have
It was the
told
last
me to come.
decision.
Oh, last decision.
Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, as in 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
It's a
she's
pleasure.
here, that's one thing.
I got my smart shirt on, guys. Don't worry. Hello.
You better have a
sir.
smart shirt.
At least she's
There's
in
a jury.
wearing
Go ahead and
Crocs.
get to one of the jury boxes.
88.88.
Hey, Max
Alright, I'll be
pants
right
are
now,
cool.
Yes, but they're not professional for in court.
You know what? I really don't care.
I want to sit on the
Sometimes Crocs are
chairs.
just good.
So, is Jean coming?
Jean?
Or is he
Jean?
Is he too much in trouble?
Is it,
No.
He's on his way.
Talking about the leprechaun, not the baguette.
Leprechaun. You know the leprechaun?
Hi, Harry.
Hello.
I got your gun out.
Protection.
Just in case.
Security.
Baz.
I mean, we've got SWAT up there as well.
Oh,
They
shit.
never
I
let
didn't
them
even see
out.
them.
Hey,
Hey.
Well, you just ruined the surprise when that happened.
How you doing,
Yeah,
Harry?
jeez. I was ready for him to grapple down.
No, they would
Why
just
would-
fall.
They can't even jump. That's not. Yeah, try jump. Try jumping. You can't even jump.
I got pushed off
Do
a
Yeah.
few of
Do a
these up there
flip.
once.
You can't jump. If you jump, I'll
You will.
promote you.
Wait, so if I jump here, do I also get a promotion or?
That is my highly trained SWAT up there.
Denied.
Can I get promoted?
So what, in November?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
November.
Thank you.
Joe.
How you doing, Harry?
Now that's where I do best, Joe.
Good man.
When I'm tossed into the fray and, you know.
Another cops.
Welcome back.
Right, I'm just quickly going to grab a drink and a snack before I
Of course.
come to have a before we start. Just don't go away.
Friendly reminder to eat and drink first. Passing out. Lauren, did you want a banana?
Judge, kindly, ever so kindly, get fucked, sir.
Hello.
That's right.
Okay. Okay, we'll see you in a few, John. O'Reilly's on his way. Apparently, PD
I'm
just
part of
left.
this case, Harry. You can't stop me.
You can't stop me.
You can't stop me.
me.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry,
Yeah,
just,
we're too thick, sorry. Yep.
Oh, yeah, you are. Thick and juicy. Yo, yo. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry, just gonna slide through. Thank you.
Do you want me to go there?
It's all James's thighs, man. Pick 5, save lives, you know.
I think we've got it worked out.
Okay.
Who in this courtroom?
To get 2 of them and I'll reimburse
He's very nice,
Can we
boss.
Alright.
put the
I got
phones
plenty
on
of money
silent
now.
mode,
Time,
please?
as a reminder, set your notifications off.
Yep.
How do I do that?
That's it.
Just keep my phone with you.
I'll give
use
it
it, so-
back. Give Wait
Yeah, I
one
don't need it.
sec.
I can't use it. I don't know what notification I have. So
You don't get notifications. No one messages you.
really, you don't want to test that?
Wow, here he
Wait.
So mean.
Going to say.
Right, I
Did you
leave
give
prosecution.
to Bradford? You give that back.
On now. Why'd I turn it on? It was off originally.
Oh
I
shit.
put my phone in airplane mode, so that's fine.
That's a good idea. Actually. Airplane.
I don't know if this is yours or mine.
What happened to the other jurors?
They all died.
I don't know.
What did
They've
you
been
do?
Actually, that's a lie. Pete's
I mean, we can work out. shit
Hey, we
without-
could be a part of the jury if you need someone.
Pete will be here shortly.
I will impose my civil duty
they're already late
and
at
act
this
as a part of the jury.
That is true.
Who are
A
you?
lot of people are still late. Even
Who are
Pete
you?
and O'Reilly's late.
Who are you?
Can't see you. Who's speaking?
It's the one
Above
on the
you.
left here.
Oh, this guy. I mean, I think it's up to the judge, though.
You also have to be already. Yeah, if you know there's more jury needed, he wants to offer civil duties.
Why don't you get some of the PDs,
Mm-hmm.
Drew?
Because that would be a conflict of
No.
interest, George.
Yeah, that's
Nah, I don't know what you mean.
We can have juries on standby, so you can be one of these standbys, I guess.
$5 million. Troll, where you at?
No, man.
No.
No one gives you $5 million.
Pete, is that Pete?
I know.
You what?
What's up, man?
Today?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, huh?
It'll be interesting.
No, Reese Danvers is not coming back.
I was walking around the courtroom with a gun in his hand.
But Billy Lamont will
No,
be
back
sticking
here.
around.
Like special forces.
I apologize, Your Honor. I was delayed by the fault of the PD.
Not one of the Teletubbies, is it?
Right.
It's good to see you back.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
it's
everybody's
back.
gonna be here at this point in time.
go
Is gonna be here. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Bradford, you're representing the state, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to go ahead and start with the charges, please?
So, the charges the defendant is facing is evading of the police, reckless driving, ground theft auto, and aiding and abetting.
I'm on my way back now.
Yeah, Chipper.
And what are we looking at? Or what is the state looking at for fines and jail time?
We haven't calculated it, but if you would like me to, I can right now.
These are heavy.
If we could get that together, please.
It would be 90 months in jail and $3,200 in fines, Your Honor.
Understood. All right. So with that, would you like to go ahead and begin with your opening statement, please?
Sure. Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Tim Bradford, representing the prosecution in this case. This case is regarding a vehicle boosting, and the facts of this case are straightforward. The evidence will show that on April 7, 2023, the police responded to a call of vehicle boosting in Vinewood Hills and caught a grey and coloured bison evading. The chase continued until the vehicle was stopped in downtown Vinewood and the passenger, Mason White, and driver generally were arrested by the present peace officers. Under the San Andreas state law, there are two elements that must be proven. First, that John O'Reilly was the driver of the vehicle and committed the said violations. And second, the suspect was not on the force or intimidation when committed the crime. We will call 3 witnesses to the stand: Chief of Police Tigo Hunt, Police Lieutenant James Smith, and Police Corporal Cook Mack. Chief Hunt will tell you about seeing Mason White and John O'Reilly together before the incident. Next, we will call Lieutenant James Smith, who was present at the incident. And finally, we'll hear the testimony of Corporal Mack, who was both present and transported John O'Reilly to the MRPD's Self-Hunt area. The SA states law exists for peace and security and political stability to achieve the economic and social progress and development to protect people's rights and fundamental freedoms. John O'Reilly violated his laws and will be punished for it. At the end of the trial, the state attorneys will ask you to find the defendant guilty of vehicle theft, evading the police, reckless driving, aiding and abetting, and possession of burglary tools, which currently isn't on the fines and jail times.
Thank you. John, you're up.
For a minute, you thought I was on trial. No, Mr. O'Reilly.
Hello, Your Honor, and members of the jury. I am here today to represent myself for a crime I have not committed. I was forcefully taken by somebody, Mr. Mason White, and forced into doing crime. I have lived a life of legal ever since I have been in this city. I have worked myself as a PD. I worked as a PTO. I trained a lot of recruits in the police force of Los Santos. I worked with EMS for a very short period of time where I've also helped them reconstruct and make the city a better place for the people of Los Santos. And then my short period of time as DOJ as well, where I have done nothing but been non-biased towards the people of Los Santos. I was taken by a Mr. Mason White on the 7th of April from Paleto Bay after being called about a case that he wanted to discuss. When I told him I was no longer a judge or a member of DOJ, I could not help him with it. I said I would still meet up with him to talk to him because I used to be good friends with him. I would consider that.
Mr. O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Opening statements are supposed to be a basic statement of what the jury will
Okay,
do during the trial.
Okay, well, that has to be done. I have no witnesses. My witness wasn't present.
All right, then I'll ask you to go please sit down.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Bradford, the
Yes.
floor is yours to begin with your witnesses and evidence.
Sweet. First of all, I'd like to ask Chief of Police Tigo Hunt to come to the stand, please.
Yes, sir.
Chief Hunt, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, your witness.
So, good evening, Mr. Hunt. I will be asking a few questions regarding your incident before the traffic stop you had with the said defendant. So, on the 7th of April, did you meet John O'Reilly and Mason White?
I did, yes.
So, could you explain what John O'Reilly and Mason White were wearing at that time?
It's obviously been quite a while ago. Obviously, this court session has been delayed multiple different times, and I can't really recall the exact outfits that they were wearing. I remember vividly Mason White wearing full black with, I believe, a biker helmet or some type of black mask. And then the defendant, John O'Reilly, wearing I believe it was a black and color bucket hat with a black mask. And they were both pulled over in I believe, John O'Reilly's car.
So, could you elaborate a bit more regarding the traffic stop that happened at that time?
Yeah, so we as DPD, I was on duty at the time. We got a shots fired call down at the docks. While responding, I clocked the vehicle of Mr. John O'Reilly speeding, leaving the area of said shots fired call. I then issued a traffic
Definitely
stop.
got something on him.
And then during that traffic stop, obviously I had to do my regular checks, check who the car belongs to. Obviously that was John O'Reilly. And as they were just seen leaving the scene with speed, I also had reasonable suspicion to believe that I obviously might be involved in that shooting, or the shots fired call at least. So I then issued a search on both persons within the vehicle. Both people inside the vehicle did have a gun license on them and did have a hunting rifle, which then led them to explain that that was an accidental misfire down at the dock, and that they had not killed anyone or shot anyone or pointed it at anyone else. After later investigation, this was in fact true. We did not find any bullet casings, but there was also no reported bodies or anything like that. The rest of the traffic stop went pretty decent. Obviously, I did confirm the identity of both people inside with the gun license and also a driver's license on Mr. John O'Reilly, as he was driving the car. And I believe that was all that was done at the traffic stop. I gave them a warning, obviously, to be careful with a hunting license and a hunting rifle, and that you should be careful with what they do with those rifles.
Sweet. Thank you. So, as an experienced chief of police, do you ever believe that you may have had a hostage situation at that time?
No, not even close.
So, how do you explain the admit relations between John O'Reilly and Mason White on that traffic stop?
As I would try to define it, I would say they would be very good
There we
friends.
go.
They were talking to each other. There was no issues of any threatening manners. There was no people angry or people shouting or people being scared or nervous or anything. They were basically just together, very at ease, even a bit messing around during the traffic stop, talking to each other. Overall, a very good mood, if I would explain it.
Okay. Just to confirm, did you ever attempt to search the vehicle?
I did attempt to search the vehicle. This wasn't as easy said as done. Obviously, with Mr. O'Reilly being a judge before, he tried to question me about my legality of the traffic stop. As I obviously had reasonable suspicion that they were involved, I did try to search the vehicle. I managed to search the trunk. There was nothing in the trunk, but they didn't allow me to search the glove box of the vehicle. And then, obviously, after proceeding to find the hunting rifle that was used in the shooting, decided not to search any further for any more evidence or anything that they might have on them.
So, you mean the atmosphere changed once you brought up the fact of conducting the search on the vehicle, correct?
Yes, they did get a bit annoyed. Obviously, they tried to prevent me from trying to search the glove box as they questioned my legality on it. I then proceeded to explain to them that I did have reasonable suspicion to then search that glove box, but then they just both, in harmony, got quite annoyed with the fact that I tried to search the glove box of the vehicle.
Okay. Thank you for your cooperation, Chief Hunt. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Reilly, your witness.
I would like to question Mr. Hunt, if that is possible.
Well, yes, that's why I mean it's your witness.
Yes. Mr. Hunt, when you were conducting your traffic stop outside of La Mesa PD, when you were around the area, did you see a blue Pafister in the area?
I did not.
Okay, that's my only question. Thank you.
Okay. Chief Hunt, you may step down. Thank you.
All right, Joe.
Mr. Bradford, your next business.
I would like to call Lieutenant James Smith to the stand, please.
I mean, that's your opinion, but I don't know.
Officer Smith, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Your witness.
Sweet, thank you. Good evening, Lieutenant. If I'm not mistaken, you were one of the few numbers of units that responded to the boosting call on the 7th of April. Could you elaborate more on what happened during that call?
I believe I was primary unit. Realized it was a truck, so I asked for more additionals. We got a few more units onto the chase. We were chasing them for some time until obviously I heard O'Reilly speaking and Mason White. I then broke off, and then I believe Mac, Lauren, and Russarson stuck onto them and chased them in the 1080. And after that, I'm not too sure what happened after.
Okay, thank you. So, as you read the primary unit, you will have a good look of the vehicle, being the close unit to the evading and fleeing vehicle. Did you see actual threat against John O'Reilly inside the vehicle?
No.
Did you see the occupants switching seats?
No.
Did the vehicle ever slow down during the pursuit?
They slowed down when they were taking turns, but then no.
Okay. Did you see the occupants switching masks, any piece of clothing?
No.
Oh.
And during the pursuit, did you see a gun getting thrown out the window?
No.
Any other object getting thrown out?
No.
So, once again, as an experienced police lieutenant who has been in the force for quite a while now, did the scenario seem like a hostage situation?
No.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Reilly, your witness.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
You may sit down. Thank you. Mr. Bradford, your next witness.
Now I would like to ask Police Corporal Mac to the stand, please.
What do you guys think? Do you think Riley's gonna get, in jail? Think he's gonna win, or do you think the PD's gonna win? I'd like to hear.
Officer Mack, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Before you start, Officer Bradford, the two individuals that are snuggling back there in the gallery, can you please stop? Thank you. Your witness.
So, good evening, ma'am. I would like to ask you about the atmosphere of that scenario you were involved in, as you were the unit that was present in the priority. I believe you transported the suspect, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So, how would you explain the atmosphere on that call?
So whenever I did cuff him and read him his rights, searched him, I put him in the vehicle, and he did explain to us that he was a ex-judge, EMS, and PD. It kind of seemed like he was gloating about doing criminal activity, being ex-judge and PD and EMS. He never did once say that he was taken hostage or anything like that.
So, once put in cuffs and restrained, the suspect did not mention he was a victim or a hostage, correct?
That's correct.
And being the unit that was at the scene, the vehicle was stopped. Did you see who came out first from the driver and the passenger seat?
So the driver stepped out first, and that's when Whiskey 05 chased after. I chased after the passenger, which was Mason White. And
Okay.
after Mason White was cuffed, that's when Mr. O'Reilly came around the corner and surrendered to me.
Okay, do you recall what they were wearing at that incident?
Mason White was wearing all black, and John O'Reilly was wearing black with a white mask.
Sorry, thank you. And once transported to the MRP's area, could you explain the atmosphere there between the suspect and the possible hostage taker?
There was a lot of banter going on. They were definitely being loud and exchanging conversations. They were calling each other just to hear their ringtones. So they definitely had each other's numbers and they knew of each other. It was very back and forth between them two.
Okay.
Johnny.
And at what point did John O'Reilly mention he was kidnapped and was a victim in the boosting call?
Once he was in the sales, that's when John O'Reilly told Mason to give a confession that he did take him hostage.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Reilly, your witness.
Miss Mack, you explained in the cells that there was a lot of banter going on. In your opinion of being a police officer, would you say it was banter because of the atmosphere, or would you say it was banter as like nervous banter?
I wouldn't
Objection, Your Honor.
nervous.
On what grounds? I can't hear you, Mr.
Hello?
Bradford.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear
All
you.
right, sweet.
On what grounds?
The question is not clear.
I can make the question more clear, Your Honor.
Please do.
You stated that in the cells it was banter. Could it have been when myself and Mason White were obviously exchanging words together? Would you not have seen a heated atmosphere between myself or Mason White?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Would you
Objection,
not
Your
have
Honor.
seen a heated atmosphere?
Objection. Your Honor.
Are you shouting? Shout.
Yes, Officer Roberts.
Objection, leading.
I'll sustain. Do you want to try and reword that, O'Reilly?
I wouldn't quite know how to reword it. That's the best way to put it. I mean, you state that there was banter going on. How can you declare that it was banter and not a form of, anxiety or nervousness?
That's a fair question, Officer Mack.
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
You claim it was banter in the cell that was going on between myself and Mason White. Could you please define how you would consider that banter when it could have been nervousness or anxiety?
SWAT officers on the balcony. You got
I
a
mean,
guy
it could
coming
have
up
been
to you guys.
nervousness and anxiety. It also could be
On
because
the way.
suspects were caught.
It could have been. All right, that's all my questions, Your Honor.
Cannot be here. Move down to the courthouse.
Thank you, Officer Mack. You may step down. Mr. Bradford, any other witnesses?
Negative, sir. I have another witness, but he wasn't involved in the discovery, so I'm not allowed to.
You're whispering.
Am I whispering? Sorry. No further witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. I assume the only evidence has already been submitted to the evidence.
No, sir. We have a few other images that need to be put in the channel. If you give me like 1 or 2 minutes, I will update it.
Please take the time to add the individual piece of evidence, explain the evidence so that the jury can hear and understand what it is before you add the next piece.
Understood.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see this part, but I'll definitely try to explain it as best I can.
Gonna meet me at the hallway or toilet for. Hey guys.
Okay. While we wait, guys, Okay. I do want to say that I'm very close to getting a Discord done for you guys.
We're waiting for some evidence to be put in.
So that's promising. But no, it's the reason why, Johnny, is because of the actual channel itself is on a Discord. And I can't exactly share that. So fortunately, I hope we'll figure out a way to show them in the future. Yes, Lainey. A Discord. Yes. Figured it was time. I had a little time to play with, and I'm like, okay, you know, might as well get this done. So, everything else that was going on, and figured it was about time. So, I'm just working through permissions, and turns out I'm not really good at doing roles. So, there's that.
Your Honor, can I come to the stand, please?
Certainly.
Got you.
Hello, back again.
Person is clear, swap him back off the boat.
So, the evidence is put there, Your Honor. If you would like to, I can explain one by one what the evidences are and regarding.
Please do for the benefit of the jury.
So, members of the jury, the first evidence is a direct link to our lieutenant's body camera, which was active and up and running during the time of the incident. The incident clearly clarifies and confirms the testimony of lieutenant, and also shows two scenes when the face of the driver was seen. Given their statements, it was said that the driver, which is we are trying to prove for John Wiley, was wearing a grey in colour school mask, and the passenger, mentioned White, was wearing a black in colour mask. If you look at the two images at the end, you can see at two times when Police Lieutenant James parallel to the vehicle, the skull of that mask clearly visible. That shows the driver being John O'Reilly. The incident report is also put in addition to the items searched of the suspects, and the rest are self-explanatory.
All right. Any other witnesses or evidence that you wish to admit into the court at this time?
Negative, Your Honor.
All right. In that case, Mr. O'Reilly, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, but I do have a confession from Mr. Mason White. I need to find the picture of you. I'll put it up into the evidence.
All right.
I could post it for you.
We'll be having none of that, Joe.
Would you be able to? I don't think I have it.
Yes, I will do so.
Jokes are one thing, that's not a joke.
The last message is the evidence, Mr. O'Reilly.
Thank you very much.
Anything else from you, Mr. O'Reilly?
Don't worry, Lenia. I got ya.
I have no witnesses, Your Honor, to be able to call or anything. That's
Tyler,
the only form of evidence
person's
I have,
back
which would be the
outside. I'm gonna
confession
check.
from Mr.
Discuss
Mason
it.
White.
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right. Then in that case, are there any questions regarding any of the evidence in terms of its question of the viability or the strength of the evidence?
I do have a question about the liability of the body cam that was used from Officer James Smith.
In what regards?
From the body cam that was used, you could clearly see that both of Mr. Smith's windows were up at the time. I do understand that PD have a body cam on their person that can record audio, but under the Californian, like obviously legal, their vehicles do not carry sound body cams, and the I think they're called dash cams, are inside of the vehicle and would not be on the outside of the vehicle.
Hi, Jimbo.
So I'm unsure on how the liability of that or being able to hear anyone from outside of the vehicle would be credible.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds, Mr. Bradford?
We do not use the sound of that body cam footage.
The jury will
Only the pictures.
The jury will ignore the audio of the video. They will strictly use the actual video itself.
Obviously, the
satisfy your
body cam.
concerns, Officer or Mr. O'Reilly?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, when it comes to the audios, I'm sure you understand that that's not something that we can actually physically control.
Correct.
So it's not really much we can do there when it comes to that. And with the camera obviously being on the outside of the vehicles, you understand what I'm saying. It's really, we can't control this.
Hi, Jimbo.
That is why I was only requesting for the audio to not be used. I was unsure
Just
if
keep
it
an eye
was
on
or
him
was
because
not
he's
being
checking out
used.
every single vehicle.
Yes. No, we're
Yeah.
clarifying that for the jury right now. The audio within the video will not be admitted as
Yeah,
evidence.
he's going around to every single vehicle and looking inside of them.
Video itself will be.
Wait, what do you mean?
That satisfy your
Being
concerns,
mad suspicion.
Mr. O'Reilly?
You just got his car.
That does it.
Yeah.
No, my
770.
Can you give me a minute? I just want to look at it if that's okay.
Flying
Your
away
Honor.
from the court. Because he got in his vehicle and he instantly hopped back out and was going to every single police vehicle and was just looking inside of them.
Permission to
Really
speak, Your Honor?
guns.
We checked his.
Go ahead, Mr. Bradford.
Just to
Alright,
clarify
well,
for
yeah.
the members of the jury, the body camera obviously would be on the torso of the lieutenant, and it can not really show what is happening in front of them, but the camera that is used is actual dash cam of the police challenge demon that is taken into account in this evidence. So what I'm asking the jury is to consider it as the dash cam of that demon and not the body cam.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Go ahead, Detective Lamont.
Okay. Well, the body camera audio.
You're very soft.
Okay, hold on. Okay, the body cam footage audio may not be used per your request, but the dash cam can indeed be used as audio because it can take audio from outside of the vehicle.
The dash cam itself cannot. When the officer is conducting a field stop, the mic on their lapel can transmit the audio to the dash cam.
Actually, Your Honor, looking into it under California Vehicle Code Section 26708, that we officers can and will have audio, video, and GForce level recording on the dash cam inside the vehicle as well.
Yes, which will record the officer's audio.
Okay, fuck the dash cam. We don't
The concern for Mr. O'Reilly is the additional audio that the shotgun mic seems to pick up from the vehicle. Or from their vehicle.
Aw.
You don't want the voice.
Your Honor, permission to speak?
Go ahead.
So after reviewing the body cam footage from Mr. Smith, it is claimed that they had the angle of seeing what we were wearing when the vehicle was parallel with both myself and Mason White. If the body cam is not able to, the physical body cam of the person is not able to see past, obviously the dashboard of the car, and the car records from the frontal view of the car, I would like to know how the body cam. I would like to request that the body cam is inadmissible for the fact that it would not be able to see parallel to the vehicle. It would only be able to see directly ahead of it or behind it.
Objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
So the body cam will have a complete angle of the vehicle's front, meaning in both sections.
Please speak up. You're very soft.
Is it better now?
Yes.
So, the body camera and the dash cam would have a complete view of the front and obviously the back. In the both pictures shown, it doesn't necessarily need to be that picture. It can be the other ones as well, where we can simply see the mask being the grey and colour one. The body camera in front and the dash cam would clearly, visibly show that the driver was wearing that sort of mask.
Aw, Jimbo, I didn't know that.
As once again I've stated, the images they have used are from Bravo 1 Rusarson. I am requesting that when James Smith specified that the parallel of the vehicle was able to see what we were wearing. The angle and how the cars are built by the Los Santos Police Department, it would not be able to record a sidal view of the car.
It truly will, Your Honor, because the dash cam is not in front. It's actually connected to the roof of the vehicle from the interior, which means it collects the images and footage from all around in front.
Mr. O'Reilly, as a former officer, you are aware of that?
Your Honor, obviously the new demon would have came in when I was not part of the Los Santos Police Department, but from what I have read, the dash cam is taken from inside the vehicle on the driver's side where the radar is ran usually. And it says nothing about a parallel, about a parallel side view. To my correct knowledge, it would only specify that I can see the back of the car and the front of the vehicle.
Behave, Joe. Okay.
Just to clarify, Officer Bradford, you're stating that all police-issued vehicles carry a 360-degree
Wow,
camera
Jimbo.
within the roof of the vehicle.
Yes, it records back and the front. It clearly shows the windows all around and what is happening outside them. That camera and the item is clearly visible on our police fleet. I think the evidence strike is not fair, and
what?
hello? No, I think that's not fair because the camera is recording the 360 view and it's simply visible from inside the vehicle.
Your Honor, from the manufacturing company, it does specify that they do not record 360 view unless the police have implemented them themselves, which if you look at the model of the car, there is no physical dash cam that can be seen on top of the vehicle in the lights of said vehicle. The only where can be seen in the back left side of the vehicle, so the driver's side and the
Objection,
front
Honor.
left side of the vehicle.
Grounds.
Hearsay. I want to see the documents that regards the vehicle manufacturing.
Mr. O'Reilly, do you have those on hand?
I would not have the documents with me, Your Honor, because I did not know that this would be used.
Wow,
But it is, as you see
Jimbo.
from the car itself.
Objection, Honor.
There's no dash cam on it. I would like to see the dash.
Your
cam that
Honor,
they
may
had
I
on their
please
car.
interject?
One moment, Chief Hunt. Go ahead, Bradford.
The footage was sent previously to Mr. Riley as a discovery. The defendant had enough time to review the footage.
Mr. O'Reilly, is this true?
It was, Your Honor. I was unsure that this was going to be used. I believe I went to you about it actually being inadmissible. I never got a response to that when I did go to you about it.
The evidence was submitted on 11/1 of the April.
Let's go. Have a good night, Jimbo.
I'm trying to see if my notes show. I don't seem to show any notes in this regard, Mr. O'Reilly.
Oh my god, what the fuck is going on?
Was this perhaps a verbal discussion that we had off the record?
I believe this would have been a verbal discussion, but to my correct knowledge, the police dash cams, I'm after finding it, use MVARS. That is what the state of California police cars are using, and that is frontal and rear view.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The requirement for dashcam is departmental, and it is up to each department as to which cameras we have installed.
Your Honor, may I please interject regarding to the dash cams?
Go ahead.
As I am a chief of police currently, I have served in the police force for over 3 years. I have been driving these cars for over 3 years, and I know exactly ins and outs of how they work. Both accounts are statistically truthful. The dash cam does record with a field of view of normally between 140 and 180 degrees, but this dash cam is mounted on the roof in the middle of the car, but on the front side of the car, right in the middle of both seats, in front of the windshield, so it can capture all that visual in front, and the rear one is obviously mounted next to the rear window. Now, however, this dash cam can be physically moved by the officer driving the vehicle and can be turned from side to side and even facing the other way to technically show the inside of the car. If it was the case that the officer, obviously in this case, moved this dash cam to the right side, I would have been able to see within the vehicle.
Yes.
And that is all within our regulations. Those vehicles have not been changed, and those vehicles do in fact capture 180 degrees through the front windshield. It does give a nice side view, but obviously if they're exactly parallel to the vehicle, it can't be shown. In that case, obviously we have our regulations and our ways of recording stuff with these dash cams that they will be turned facing the suspect vehicle in this case.
All right. So, based off that evidence state or that expert witness statement, O'Reilly, are you still adamant on this?
I am, Your Honor. At no point in time do you see James Smith in his vehicle turn the turn the dash cam as they've claimed can be done so. And an 180-degree view, yes, would show a side pointal of the car, but if you were directly parallel, which it was, it wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to see it, and I'm still sticking with that claim.
Objection, Honor.
Yes, Bradford.
It is clearly visible in the body cam footage that the dash cam was completely moved by the lieutenant, and even given the driver was so close to the driver, the steering wheel, it was clearly visible that the grey mask is shown when the vehicle was parallel on, I believe, the road coming up to the Pacific Bank.
I'd like to request for the timestamp of where he did change his view of the camera, Your Honor.
I can see it at 1:42.
All right, give me a sec.
Well, sometimes, Joe, it's literally, some people don't want to
It is
take
clearly
the
visible
time.
when the lieutenant is on the other side of the road. He turns his body cam towards the vehicle to get a good view of the incident.
It certainly does. I will give you 30 seconds, Officer or Mr. O'Reilly, and then I'm going to make my judgment unless you can make a convincing argument.
Your Honor, I'm after looking at it, I still don't believe that it was turned. I don't know in what way you're specifying it was turned, but I cannot see James Smith turning the dash cam. I can see his eyes moving and looking at the vehicle. I cannot see anything inside of the police car attempting to change the direction of the dash cam.
Based on what I'm seeing within this vehicle, this dash cam video, I'm inclined to allow it. In the future, we will.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gallery, calm, please. All right,
Your Honor,
this
at
point
no
in
time, I have one more thing, Your Honor.
Mhm.
At no point in time did James Smith take both of his hands off the steering wheel. There was no passenger present in his vehicle. I am unsure as how he turned it when his two hands never came off of said hand steering wheel. I've looked through it. I do not see his hands coming off that wheel. There is no physical way it can be turned when his two hands are touching that wheel.
Your Honor, may I
my
please
direct
interject
opinion.
once again?
Chief Hunt.
Obviously, O'Reilly claims to see that the eyes were moving of the driver of the vehicle, which was in this case obviously Lieutenant Smith. I'm now questioning this dash cam being so immaculately powerful to not specifically view the car right beside it, but be able to view the entire inside of the vehicle to see the lieutenant's eyes move to the other side, even though we clearly see on the recorded dash cam that the camera is moved, even though we obviously can't see the hands moving, or in this case, the
I would like
dash
to
cam moving.
interject on that if possible. The body cam that is recorded on his person has visual of his arms. You would see his arms coming off of it.
Oh, reflex.
If the body cam on his person
One sec.
is at around stomach height, right below the right below where the pecs are, you would see his hands move. You would have clear visual on his hands, and no point in time does his hands come off of it.
All right, I think we're getting a little bit too far in the weeds here, gentlemen. At this point in time, I'm going to allow the evidence to stay. Is there any other evidence or witnesses that need to be called at this time for cross?
Not from the prosecution, no.
Nor for myself, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, I would ask that the jury head back to the jury room. Please review the evidence, discuss amongst yourselves, and issue your votes at the time that the... Oh, you know what? Hang on. Sorry. Jury, go back to your seats. I forgot closing statements. I apologize.
Also, Your Honor, as the confession was never mentioned and questioned, I'm requesting to strike it.
I did mention the confession I had from Mason White.
We didn't get the chance to discuss it.
That is true. We never did have.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't discussed. It was shared in discovery, but no additional information regarding this was brought up. Correct?
Your Honor, that would be because the prosecution never wanted to ask questions. I don't believe that is a fair reason to strike that form of evidence. If they wanted to ask questions on it, they had enough time to do so. It was posted in there. It was also sent to Officer Bradford ahead of time that I would be using it in this court.
We were aware of the defendant using it, but we didn't get the chance as the defendant was questioning our body cam footages.
Are you talking about right now, Officer Bradford?
Yes, once it was brought up, I posted it in the said website, but we didn't get the chance to question it because the defendant was questioning our body cam.
I will allow for questioning on the evidence. Only because Mr. White isn't here. I believe you did a deposition on this, correct?
Yes, we performed a deposition and collected the statement.
I was speaking to Mr. O'Reilly.
It may be worth bringing Mac in on
Yes,
this,
I
'cause
unfortunately did have to
she
do the
has quite
deposition
a
over the
statement
emails
from
as
exactly what it
as my
means.
witness's statement obviously was in Scotland at the time of this all going down, and that's the only time I had to do it with him. So it was unfortunately had to be done over emails.
Are you choosing not to admit that deposition into evidence?
I would still like to admit it into evidence, yes, Your Honor.
Well, then admit that into evidence so that and the state will be able to admit their counter into evidence as well. So both parties, please go ahead and admit your depositions.
I don't believe the deposition was recorded from either side, Your Honor. It was done only, I think, to your presence in the MR investigation room.
Okay.
At this time, we don't have access to the footage recorded by the observation room. But
Okay.
can I come to the stand?
Okay.
Am I allowed to approach?
Yes.
Ooh. So why would I go to trial for? Well, reflex.
David, you're really quiet. Could you speak up?
You're very quiet, Ben.
Apologies. It sounds like the prosecution would like to call one last witness.
I know, 10 top.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to ask John O'Reilly to the stand, please.
Well, reflex, if you ever went to jail, you know, you could do this. Get off on the
Yes, Your Honor.
charge.
Just to clarify, Your Honor, can I question the evidence provided by John O'Reilly regarding the confession of Mason White in here or after the questioning? Your Honor?
Sorry?
Am I able to question the confession here, or should I question it later?
Yes.
Okay.
You can question here. It was admitted evidence.
So,
Sorry, Your Honor. Just a quick one.
Okay.
Wow,
okay, so
reflex.
again, good evening, Mr. O'Reilly. Would like to ask you 3 questions regarding the incident that happened on the 7th of April. So the first one is, were you, John O'Reilly, and were you, John O'Reilly, with Mason White any time before the boosting incident of 7th of April?
I was not. Nope.
You were not.
I was when I was pulled over by the police, but before that interaction, I had no contact with Mason until he phone called me.
So what were you doing together, and how long were you together during that day?
So I was up in Paleto Bay. I was called by Mr. Mason White to speak to me about something judge-related. I explained to him I was no longer a judge, and I could not, obviously speak upon it. He then said he'd like to sue someone, and he said he'd like to meet up and talk to me. I said, sure, I am still acting as a lawyer. I do not mind doing that. I met him in Paleto Bay at the, I would not be able to recall the name. It is the 24/7 shop. I don't know the exact name of it. It's a gas station. At that point, I was taken at gunpoint by 2 people, Balin Thompson and Mason White, and told to get into the vehicle.
And when was that, sorry?
That would have been about 30 minutes prior to when I was pulled over by Chief of Police Tigo Hunt.
Then at the time of the stop, you were under intimidation and threat?
Yes, I was. Mr. Balin Thompson was in a blue Pafister. I'm unsure on the model or the year. Sorry, my apologies, the year. When we left, obviously, the underground of the what is it called? I don't know what the place is called. Down near the docks, I will just say. Down near the docks. Obviously, I was told that my family and all are in danger, so I was not going to jeopardize that, and I acted compliant. Being a prior officer of Los Santos, I knew how to remain calm under pressure, which is why Mr. Hunt would have not have seen any sort of distress from my person.
I mean, even being one of the most trained officers and experienced, anyone would be stressed in a scenario as such. Then you are saying that you kept your calm and did not even make an attempt to inform the police department of you being kidnapped?
I'd like to object upon leading there.
Leading how?
He's leading me into, I don't know how to explain it. I can call back on that if you want. I don't know how to fully explain it.
I believe my question was straightforward. Being a high-trained officer, everyone, as being a human being, would be stressed in such situation. Then I would like to know if you try to make any attempts in informing the police department of you being kidnapped.
Personally, I did not believe the police department would be able to help me. From my prior experience with the police department, I have gotten nothing but disrespect from them, so I was
That is
not willing
speculation,
to
sir.
jeopard. That is not separate speculation.
Objection. That is pure speculation.
You have any
He's basing
proof
it
of not getting respect from the police
on
department?
his experience and his opinion on his interactions.
As I was saying, from my prior experience with the police department, whilst I worked for the police department, I was not happy enough that they would have been able to sort the situation securely and safely, for the simple fact that I was told that my family were under threat, and that is why I remained calm. I had the nerve removed in my brain months ago. It may not be in the EMS files due to the fact that the city wipe happened. I had that removed a long period of time ago, so I do not feel any sort of how would you say it, emotion, or be
What
able to
happened, sorry,
express
sir?
distress. I underwent an incident whilst I worked for the police force, where I was shot in the head, and the nerve system was taken out of my brain to where I can express emotion or distress.
Do you have a
The only-
medical document of that?
I would love to have that on file, but the city wiped file records, so there is no way I can go about getting that. I attempted to get it from Mr. Didi, who works with EMS, but he said he could not find it.
Objection, Your Honor. Why was this never posted as any form of medical evidence?
I just said because of the wipe. I physically cannot get evidence on something that does not exist anymore. There's no way of me
When
going
did
back
it
into
happen,
those
sir?
records.
Could you enlighten me of the date that this operation happened?
Yes, sir. This would have happened around 5 months ago at the LTD gas station. I will get you the postal now. The LTD gas station at 8140
What area?
8140 next to
What
Cat
area is that?
Cafe.
Okay.
I was present with Samuel Adams, who is an officer for the Los Santos Police Department. Miss Chloe White was the one who responded to the scene. In this incident, I was shot in the head by locals at a store robbery I was responding to. I also did lose a testicle. I don't really think that is relevant, but both of those things were lost from me, and they were written down on the medical records.
Yes. Objection, Your Honor. This, whether or not the fact that there were actual, documentation of this incident in question was never put in the discovery phase.
I was never informed that I would be asked this question.
I mean, previous medical status does not necessarily require to be added to discovery when it's not relevant to the actual evidence being supplied.
Well, then how is it relevant now?
Because you asked why I did not express any emotion, and I am explaining why I didn't express emotion to the Los Santos Police Department.
Okay.
Your Honor, being a sergeant major at the time of the incident, we will keep tracks of officers as we truly care for every single police officer we recruit in our police department. And I myself do not, and I don't think anyone else as the prosecution recalls an incident that such thing happened.
Officer
Well-
Bradford, you were not present on the scene. I was accompanied by Samuel Adams and
Mr.
Chloe White.
O'Reilly, you let me speak. Do we have either Chloe White or Officer Sam Adams available to question on this?
I believe we do have Officer Adams one mic available. I'm not sure.
And you may call him. You may call
He
him
clock off
in.
duty. I believe
he clocked
he's
off
not
duty.
available anymore.
Hang on.
And Miss Chloe White was striked by the defendant.
She was stricken as a jury member, not as a witness. She cannot be stricken as a witness.
I'm not sure if she's in the city available. I can check there.
Then, if neither of those individuals are available, we don't have any you don't have any means of countering statements being made at this point in time, and they have to be taken in good faith.
Understood.
Your Honor, may
Now-
I please interject and potentially ask another question to the witness?
Who was that?
Yeah, it's me. Sorry.
Chief Hunt, you might as well just join the prosecution team at this point in time.
Right. Yeah, I just had one small little thing just to add in there, just a question for the witness at this point. You mentioned that there was a nerve removed from your brain. Obviously, that's very sorry to hear that, and if we didn't log that anywhere since the wipe, that's obviously very unfortunate. You also mentioned that you do not feel or show any emotion whatsoever, or was that just something that was a miscommunication?
Well, you would be correct in that I don't show very much emotion now.
All right. I would then like to recall to my statement from earlier, also my statement that is implemented from the day of the one that obviously I pulled you over. The atmosphere at the time, like I was mentioning, was good. When I did pull you as over initially, you even appeared to be, as some would describe, as happy or joyful. Not too much care in the world.
I would like to object on hearsay. There's no body cam event of that happening.
It's still
of the atmosphere.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Still first person testimony. Yes, Officer Lamont.
Due to the statement made by Mr. O'Reilly that he does not have emotional and or feels emotion due to this injury that has occurred 5 months ago, as he has stated, then how would he have felt scared and for his life? And how would he...
I didn't mean to press my voice box there, I apologize.
You want to just do...
And how would he... Hold on, sorry.
A moment, please. If the prosecution has questions, please funnel them all through Officer Bradford. That way we don't have 5 talking heads.
Okay, to wrap this up with the nerve, I would like to ask that based on the statement of Corporal Mac, she said that there was a few banter going around in this area, and given you don't have emotions, how can you jerk around with someone that has
I
kidnapped you?
objected upon that about how can you prove that that was banter.
Because of the words that were traded,
Words where I was...
the words, the
my
emotions,
accent was mimicked multiple times.
you
That doesn't
laughing.
seem like banter.
We have multiple witnesses of you laughing and showing emotions in the cell, which includes 1 Whiskey 5, Lauren Hallowell, 1 Whiskey 7. We have myself and a few others.
If you would like to, talk about my medical history, that's fine, but I'm not answering that question.
Okay,
I know my
let's
medical
continue
history.
on. Let's continue on. Why was your and also Mason White's clothing looking the same? Why were you two looking like the same, wearing the same suit but different masks?
I'm unsure as to why he made me dress up the way he did. I would not be able to comment on that.
And
I
when
don't
did
read
he
minds.
do so?
Wow, guys.
Store in Toledo Bay, right next to the place where I was taken hostage.
Wow.
I can get you the exact postal if you need it.
Okay.
Oh,
And how did you get the mask?
The mask I was given to by him.
He gave you the mask.
I was handed by him the mask. Yes.
How long did it take for you to get dressed?
Well, he was rushing me. I would say approximately 2 minutes.
2 minutes to come from Pluto to the city, drive around, possibly open fire, mistakenly buy your hunting rifle, and then get pulled over by the chief of police.
That
I don't
doesn't
believe
make
20
sense when you
minutes
just
would
specified.
be
That doesn't
enough
sort of
for
make
you.
sense what you specified. I believe if a car, which my current car that was used, goes 130 miles per hour, if you are flooring from Toledo to the city, you could definitely get there in less than 20 minutes.
There's speculations though, if.
That is not a speculation. 130 miles in a 6-mile travel distance is around 4 minutes drive.
So you were going 130 miles per hour, correct?
I would assume so if that's how quick we got there.
You would assume such. Okay. Now, what were you, upon the search and once arrested, you were found with the burglary tools. How do you acquire them?
How did I acquire them?
Yes. The lockpicks, boosting tablet, G-protecting device, and the hacking device.
Currently where I reside, my household is, you could say it's very old. The doors are not very, you know, good, I guess you could say. They're very sticky lockpicks. I have used them to get into my house. Prior, it is not a crime to carry lockpicks on your person.
I'm aware. What about the other items? Boosting tablet,
The other items
GPS
were
hacking
handed
device,
to me
and hacking
when
device.
we were going down the hill right next to the
It's
freeway,
Mac.
as also when the gun was thrown out of the window.
Gentlemen, please allow both parties to complete their statements and/or questions before speaking.
Understood. So you're mentioning that the items were given to you by Mason White, correct?
The items were given to me by Mason White, you are correct.
Then, given as you were the hostage, why would such expensive items that are hard to acquire and also expensive should be given to someone that is a hostage?
Well, according to him, you cannot do what I was required to do without having the items on your person. There is no physical way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why the items were handed into my possession.
What do you mean by those specific activities?
Well, the items he gave me, which would have been, if I recall correctly, a GPS, a hacking device, and a boosting
Wow,
tablet.
guys.
As if
Exactly,
you were not
Leany.
part of it, the group, you physically cannot do it. So he had to hand me them items, or I wouldn't have been able to do it. There's no physical way else I could have done it for him.
Your Honor, may I interject?
Go ahead.
Just about the timing of when these items were given to you, the witness, John O'Reilly. At what time were they given to you?
I believe they were given to me when we were leaving the docks.
All right, yeah, that clears it up.
The docks? Which docks?
Yes. The docks where Officer Hunt pulled over my vehicle.
You mean near La Mesa, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you mentioned you were kidnapped by Mason White. You said he was in Pluto, right?
I did indeed.
And who was helping him? Could you remind me of the name?
I believe it was Balin. That's the name I heard when he spoke over the radio.
Why wasn't the name mentioned before?
What do you mean, why wasn't the name mentioned before?
You didn't mention that he
Oh,
had
guys,
an
so
ally.
toxic.
I'm unsure as to why you never asked me to mention a second name.
I mean, if you are giving a statement to the police department as getting kidnapped, you are required to give the information, unless that's
I
on
would
yours.
like to specify, when I was inside the police department trying to give officers my statement, everyone was refusing to listen to me or speak to me about me giving a statement. I was not once validated to give that full statement. I was brushed off.
At which time? When you were arrested?
I was brushed off in the cells of MRPD. And I would also like to recollect that my memory would be very fuzzy, as after I surrendered to Officer Mac, I was hit over the head with a baton at a very strong force. So yes, my memory could have been very fuzzy at the time.
Objection.
But
Relevance.
Grounds. He's testifying that his.
You getting hit with a baton. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You may proceed.
As a medical
Gee, thanks.
professional, I would like to speak on this. If that's okay.
So-
You're no longer. You're no
Well,
longer.
as
a
an
medical
ex-medical professional, I would like, who was a surgeon, I would like to.
How about
possibly speak.
how about you let me finish my statement before you continue? He's pointing out that his statement may have been not as accurate due to blunt force trauma.
That is correct, but
That was was
once
done as a result of his arrest. But he's testifying.
now, once the officer, chief of police Rasasan, hit the suspect with the baton, the suspect did not request for any medical attention. He was fully conscious, speaking, joking, and talking to the officers involved. He was clearly conscious, and once we requested for medical attention, it was needed. He did not need any. So, in that grounds, I don't believe you were confused or not conscious at the time. So, your memory should have been working well. And given the baton was not hitting your head, was hit in your back and your neck, it should not really affect your memory, sir.
I was hit over the head. Officer Bravo, Chief Bravo 1 took the baton at an angle and hit me across the head, the top of my head. I was unsure of how you were saying I was hitting the neck. I was 100% hit.
Could you confirm that? Do you have a medical document to prove that you were hit in the head
I would not need a
and not
medical
in the neck?
document. There's eyewitnesses. I got treated by the prison doctor. They don't write records.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, are you cutting out? Are you speaking, or shall I proceed?
No, sir. No, you can go.
So, the scene of the incident, were you driving the sub-vehicle at all during the incident in question?
The point of time of me, I was driving the vehicle at the start, yes. And then at the end, he switched seats with me. I'm unsure as to why he switched
And when was
seats
that?
with me. I could not exactly recall the exact time. I don't have a very good memory. I am like 76 years of age.
So, given the Lieutenant James Smith statement at the time of the incident, as he was primarily and the closest one to the fleeing vehicle, there was no such choosing seats happened. That can be clearly visible in the body camera and dash camera by him. And no seats were switched, meaning the driver was a driver until the end, and the passenger was the passenger until the end.
I would like to specify that, as James said, he pulled off the chase before the chase concluded, and the vehicle was obviously trashed. So the switch could have been there.
Where? But you say you don't recall it. It was at the start.
It was, well, James
You never
Smith,
called
I
you
said
switched
I
at the
said I
end.
was swapped twice. I said I was swapped twice.
No, didn't say you were swapped twice.
I did say I was swapped twice.
Negative. So you mentioned you swapped seats at the first. You were driving the first, and then you switched seats, being the passenger.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, then what were you doing during the boosting call as the passenger, if you were the passenger, given your statement?
Well, as I stated, I was driving. Mason White was then screaming at me, saying he had no clue how to do this. He then put
To do
me
what?
into the passenger seat. I don't know. He gave me the tracking device, which I believe is used to cut out the signal of the vehicle. And me being very experienced with numbers, I am good at matching numbers together. So I believe he tried in a last attempt to put me in the passenger side to try and get rid of that tracker, because he knew it was going to end for him.
How was Mason White threatening you?
My voice box cut out. Wait, just give me 2 seconds. Sorry, my ears broke there for a second. Sorry. What was your question, sir?
How was Mason White threatening you?
Well, as I stated, I was told that my family were in jeopardy, where you then said, obviously, that I do not feel emotion. That does not mean that I would like someone to be killed. That's not how that works.
He said he got the things from this house, not from Mason, and said it was Mason.
My family or my family were in imminent danger. So, of course, I was going to do everything he said to me, so I myself and family could get out of there.
I'm sorry, could you repeat your testimony, please?
What was your question?
How was Mason White threatening you?
Mason White was threatening me with a gun at the original point. When we were in the vehicle, the other guy was no longer there. I was then informed by Mason White that my family were in imminent danger.
Could you inform me of your family members, please, with the full names?
I can indeed. Shell O'Reilly, which would be my partner.
I'm sorry, could you wait for my chief to run the names? What was the first name?
Shell O'Reilly.
Shell O'Reilly.
And then my son, Jack O'Reilly.
I'm
Jack
out.
O'Reilly.
Why are we running names? What's
To make
the purpose
sure.
of this here? Make sure of what?
We'd like to make sure the relation, if the defendant is mentioning real names, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach the stand?
Go ahead.
Ooh. Interesting. Oh man, guys. You guys are something else. Chat. You guys are something else.
Please continue.
I don't know if it's relevant.
Okay, Your Honor. So, one moment, please. Now, to continue the questioning, did you ever switch your masks with Mason White during the pursuit?
Yes. My mask was switched in the alleyway where the vehicle was ditched when no officers had eyes on either of us. He gave me the mask and told me to put it on.
But the officers were right on your tail and Mason White once we started the chase. The officers
I
had
would
a
like
close
to
distance.
point out from your testimony that there was visual lost by Bravo 01. And at that
We
moment
have
in time,
statements from the units in on site, the evidence provided in the channel from 1 Bravo, 1 Whiskey 5, 1 Whiskey 7. So, at that time, they mentioned that you, what is it? You did not go to the same way. You went away in different ways and different staircases, meaning you were not close and it would not be possible to change masks. And given Mr. Mason White's deposition, he mentioned that you switched masks only inside the vehicle. And no
I obviously
switching
cannot
happened.
speak on Mason White, can I? Is there any hard evidence that there was no point in time where we two could have interlinked with each other in a building site that is full of alleyways and nuts and cracks?
I don't believe so, as you have 4 officers chasing you, 1 Kilo 7, 1 Whiskey 5, 1 Kevin, and 1 Bravo 1.
Let's tighten this back up to the questions at hand, please, Officer Bradford. We're getting a little
Sure,
long in
Honor.
the tooth here.
Yes. So, as an ex-cop, ex-EMS, and even command member, ex-district judge, and given the experience you have, you are trained to keep your cool even in the most stressful situations. So, that is correct, right? You're keeping your cool, no emotions, no tensions, right?
Well, according to your statement that everyone feels emotion, as you said, so you were asking now 2 different questions, leading both different ways. Earlier on, you said that it's...
We're not going to bring emotion or medical related things into this, as neither party can bring a medical expert here today to speak on this.
So, you mentioned that the gun was thrown out by Mason White during the pursuit. Then how were you still getting threatened?
As I've stated, I may not fear things or have emotion, but that does not mean I am ruthless and I would like people to die at the hands of myself, which seems as it is being pushed towards me now. Whether or not he had a gun at me or not, my family was still in imminent danger. So obviously I am going to do what someone says, and it doesn't matter if I have emotion or not, I still have common sense, which is a thing that I used in that incident to keep everyone safe. Just because I do not feel emotion does not mean I would like a person to die at the hands of me, especially a family member that I have been with for 45 years.
Okay, but the family members were not confirmed by our said and trusted police
Irrelevant.
mobile.
Move along.
That's irrelevant. I don't want to specify why the names of those people cannot be found.
O'Reilly, I've already stricken it.
Okay, thank you.
Next question, Officer Bradford.
So, did you have a weapon in your possession during the situation?
My weapon was taken off me.
But I believe once you were arrested, you had possession of a hunting rifle, which is still counted as a weapon.
A hunting rifle has a lock trigger in it where you cannot use it against a person. It has a safety mechanism in it where it cannot be fired upon a person. It can only be fired upon an animal or at something that is not a person. I'm unsure as to how that works or why that works, but that's how they work.
I don't believe it would be true, sir, as an old hunting musket. It doesn't recognize what is a person and what is an animal.
I'm telling you right now,
We have
it has a
had
safety mechanism
situations.
in it.
Then your statement is wrong, as we have seen criminals use it before as a weapon to disturb the peace and possibly injure.
Too deep again. Simple statements.
So I'd like to know that why didn't you attempt to perform self-defense, given the weapon can simply be triggered?
Mr. Bradford, I'd like to specify, you keep asking me this question that keeps leading back to the same answer I'm going to give you. My family was in imminent danger. I have common sense. That is the argument I'm going to play. I have common sense.
Okay. So once the vehicle came to a stop in Wildwood Hills, why did you start evading?
I sortingly started evading, and then once I saw Mason White was in custody, I surrendered to Officer Mac. The second I saw that he was in custody, I put my hands up and stated that I surrender.
What we believe is, in Mr. White's deposition, you mentioned that we had a stolen police Charger Hellcat stored somewhere near that location, which we expect it was Mr. Jared King's that was stolen on the same day. Given we believe you have been in and abetting with Mr. White, you were both running into the vehicle. Once the vehicle was not
I'd
found,
like
you
to
surrendered.
object on speculation. I would have had no knowledge that a vehicle was stolen. There's no way I could have known that a vehicle was stolen.
So-
I was never informed about a stolen Hellcat.
Sustained.
So you were evading and then you were running towards the kidnapper?
I did no point in time run towards the kidnapper.
Because once the vehicle came to a stop, you ran to the alleyways and not to the police, which were behind you. And why is that, sir?
He's already answered that.
Could you repeat your answer? Would like to be
I am not
informed.
going to be rude, Mr. Bradford. I am not going to keep answering the same question that leads back to the same answer.
But would you believe it is like, you know, if someone is threatening your life, he's running away from you and you run towards him, how would that keep family safe, sir?
I at no point in time ran towards him as I was running. He
You
came
ran
to me.
straight and he ran straight as well. The police were just behind you.
I would like to point on your previous statement. You said that we weren't together and there was no physical way we could have been together. So I would like to know how I was running towards him. You said there was
The
no
officers
physical way we could
mentioned
have been together.
I'm sorry, what?
You said there was no way that we could have been together in that alleyway in your prior statement. Now you are saying that I was running with him. I would like to.
Yes, didn't you mention you switched mask with him once you were running in the alleyways? The
I
minute you
mentioned that
brushed
to
towards
you.
him.
You specified that wasn't possible.
Yes, but given you, someone would like to challenge your statement that you gave us. So, meaning the police were behind you once the vehicle came to a stop, that can be fully confirmed by the footage posted in the evidence. The vehicle was hit by a pole on that building. He was fully stopped by the police. The suspect, who was our passenger, got out first, given one Whisker 7 statement, ran towards the alleyways, and you, being the person in the grey and colour mask, got out the driver's seat and went towards him as well. So we'd like to know that why would you not come to the police and ask for help to get your family back safe instead of running towards the suspect?
I would not like to speak upon my family. Thank you very much.
I'm not asking the family. We'd
I
like
would
to know
you,
why
you
don't
said
you?
why I won't tell them that my family, as you said, why I won't run and tell them that my family are in imminent danger, and I'm saying I'd like to plead the fifth on that. There's reasons why I would not like to speak about my family to the police.
I'm aware you can't do that, so can you?
He can plead the fifth.
In a court case that relates to the incident?
Yes, I can.
He's more than allowed to not testify to incriminate himself.
Now, would it be counted as perjury?
No.
I never was deposed.
So, you ran towards the suspect, and when did you inform the police about being a hostage?
I informed the police that I was a hostage in the cells of MRPD, as I've already
In the
stated.
cells, so right in front of Mr. Mason White, correct?
Yes, but I was whispering. And that's when you want to know, I don't know if Mac would be able to recall this, but I said, hey, Mac, could I speak to you privately? And then I tried to go over to her on the opposite side of the cells, as far away from Mason as possible, that I could be within that very small area. And that is when I informed the officers that I had been kidnapped.
So, you want to just do recalling the statement given by Corporal Mac, which is also available in the evidence channel. She mentioned that the suspects were going into the corners, both at the same time, simultaneously speaking on the radio and using the phones. And also, John already mentioned that he was taken as a hostage once the charges were read to him, and he did not agree with it. So,
there was at no point in time where I was freely able to speak when there was, I believe, 6 officers in that cell. Other criminals were currently being arrested at the same time, and a lot of shouting was going on. There was.
Hold on. Officer Bradford, that was not a question for the witness at this time. Do you have any other questions for the witness?
yes, I have other questions, Your Honor. You mentioned that you were not safe in a safe space to represent your fears and you being in danger or your family members. So you were transported by 1 Whiskey 5 and Whiskey 7 in a single police cruiser without Mason White being in any nearby, as he was transported by Police Corporal J. Huff, who is not present here. So given the police cruiser is safer, why didn't you mention it inside it?
As I have already stated, I was hit over the head with a baton.
Given 1 Whiskey 7's statements, you've pretty excited to mention your John O'Reilly, and given the talkings and the sayings, it seemed you were pretty conscious, man. Even, I'm sorry, as you are a trained EMS medical technician, you will be aware that when you are feeling dizzy or not, sir, won't you?
Could I ask, can you provide any documentation or evidence in the testimony that you were giving? I mean, the question that you were asking me?
Once you were hit with the
support
baton,
the statement.
you did not mention that you would like medical attention, and once you were asked for it, you declined it.
And I am
You
asking,
said it was
do
fine.
you have any documentation to prove that
Yes,
event
this
happened?
statement's inside the evidence channel given by 1 Whiskey 5, 1 Bravo, 1 Whiskey 7.
Yes,
You will request
I know
medical
that. I'm
attention,
asking, do you have
and
any
he did
more
not give any.
evidence on top of that?
All right.
Your Honor, he's not answering me.
Reword the question. Let's give this another shot.
Okay, sweet. So, I'm asking that once you were inside the police transporter, which was the Ram, you did not inform the 2 police detectives that you were taken as a hostage?
I
Do you
did not
think
know.
that would be an important part to help you retrieve your loved ones?
I would like to specify that it's not that I kept this information to myself and have never mentioned it until this point of time. It was mentioned when it was mentioned, so it has been mentioned that I've been kidnapped. Where it was mentioned is where it was mentioned. I don't believe how that helps you in any way here. The fact that I may have mentioned it in a car, or I could have mentioned it in the cells. I chose to mention it in the cells, and that's when I chose to mention it.
Okay. Now, could you let me know that how did you pay?
Have to move.
Pay for your bail amount?
I believe not relevant.
Not relevant, because Mr. White paid for the bail amount, meaning a hostage taker would not do as such for someone he has taken his family hostage and threatened him to death. So,
I'd like to
hold on.
object on that under the fact that if you check my bank records, which I am more than willing to show, Mason White never sent me $1.
No, he
never
didn't
sent
send
me
dollar.
any
He
sort
sent
of
us the
money.
dollar. He gave us
He
the
never
money
sent-
instead.
Exactly. He did not give you the money because I paid for it with my own money, and I can prove that in my bank statements where the money was given from, and the money was sitting in my
So,
account.
as we
Officer
have
Bradford,
eyewitnesses,
he transferred me the money himself for the bail.
so we have eyewitnesses here: myself, Corporal Mac, Sergeant Halliwell, and others. That the money was requested from Mason White. Mason White agreed to pay the amount. He transferred the amounts to Major Nardi, and then John Nardi paid the amount to you, Judge.
That is
I don't believe the bank
incorrect.
records
My
can
bank-
go back. Your bank accounts can go back to that day, so I'm afraid you can't prove that what you even bought yesterday, let alone be on the 7th of
Well, I
April.
would like to specify the money was given to David Roth. At no point in time did I mention to to Mason White, what my lucky number was, so he could actually. I never mentioned my IBAN to him, so he could actually send me
Lucky
that money.
number. I'm sorry.
My IBAN. I never gave him my IBAN number. So there was no way
He
he
had
could
your
have transferred
contact
me
number.
those funds. You can't transfer
Chat.
contact numbers. That does not relate to my bank account in any way whatsoever.
Wow, guys.
You can't just put in a name into a bank account and say, "Here's 10 grand." That's not how it works.
All right, I'm gonna have everybody stop here. If you are found on your phone, you will be charged with contempt of court. As a reminder, that notification has gone out.
Josh, put your phone down.
Yeah, Roger, I'm with him down.
Now, your next question, Officer Bradford.
I would like to specify my last question and specify the fact that we have eyewitnesses, even you, Judge, being present at the audio that the amount was requested from Mason White and he agreed to pay it, but the defendant is not accepting it.
I would like to ask.
It seems perjury to me.
I would like to ask
Wow.
how that has any relevance.
Williams.
Because just because he offered to pay money does not mean anything. He could have just been saying that as a joke. He could have been saying anything. At no point or time in this world, I believe you can just say someone's name to your bank and they can give you the funding. I believe you would have to have their IBAN number, which I never concurred to Mason White what that number was. And then I sent the money to David Roth when he gave me his IBAN number. There was no conversation between me or Mason White about me giving him a number to send me money to. So there is no
What do you think
physical
you're
way he
doing?
could have known that number ahead of time
Oi.
to just magically send me money. That money was given to Roth out of my pockets.
Because at the time, sir, you said you didn't have the money for it. You said you have spent it all. You have bought
Officer
vehicles.
Officer Bradford, can you conclusively prove that Mason White transferred him the bail money?
Yes, eyewitnesses. It was agreed to. And I can't check the bank transfers because it doesn't go back to that date, so.
You could have gotten a subpoena for the bank records. At this point in time, the only thing you have is the verbal acknowledgement that Mason was going to attempt to pay the bail. What we have is the bail money did get to me. We know that it came from John O'Reilly, but you have no idea if he lied about the funds, or having the balance, or if he managed to get the money transferred to him some other way.
I could actually specify on that why I said I did not have
Wow.
the money. I will admit I did not. I said I did not have the money. I did not have the money in my bank account or on cash. When I checked my savings account, there was money in there, and that is where I took the money out of my savings account and transferred it to Mr. Roth.
I'm afraid
I
that you can't do that without attending a bank. You can't take out money from your savings account from your mobile phone, sir.
Have you
Yay.
ever searched my phone to see what bank I use, how my bank works, or because I would like to say that I use the Revolut banking where you can take money directly out of your savings account and put it into
Judge,
your main
I'm
funding
sorry,
account.
I'm going to have to object here. There is clearly only one bank available to us.
Yes, Mr. O'Reilly. This is true.
The bank I use is international. It is home based where I'm
No,
originally
once
from.
again, objection, Your Honor. Clearly not,
O'Reilly.
clearly not real.
Mr.
Alright, then.
O'Reilly,
All
do
good.
I need to remind you that you are under oath?
Sir, you do not. The way I got the money has no relevance. I never exchanged money with Mason White. I never gave Mason White my IBAN.
Once
to
again,
send me
objection.
money.
It is completely relevant.
The problem here is you only have a verbal acknowledgement. You do not have a hard evidence at this time. A subpoena of bank records would have established if he did or not. Now, we've
Objection, Your Honor.
Wouldn't be an objection, but go ahead, Officer Lamont.
Okay, it's currently as states that we are unable to obtain evidence such as that, as the mayor in question has made it clear that those in the past, so we have not been able to achieve those records, if that makes sense.
Then I'll have to have a discussion with the mayor. Because this is all speculation at this point in time, therefore I cannot allow it as evidence into this court case.
Sweet.
Your Honor.
May I proceed?
You may, Officer Bradford.
So, to wrap it up here, we'd like to read Mr. Mason White's confession, which is sent to the person taken as a hostage, not to the police, actually, as an email. So he says, "I, Miss Mason White." Stand by, sorry. Can I have another member of prosecution to read the confession, please? You should read it in the channel.
Joshua?
Yeah, Judge, can you give me access to the channel, please?
Done.
Sorry, bear with me. Just looking for it.
Bro, my shotgun? I don't got a shotgun. Oh yeah, I do have a shotgun.
Right. The statement clearly states, I, Mason White, hereby confess to the following. Driving the vehicle, kidnapping of John O'Reilly, forcing him to boost cars with me, disposing of the weapon I used. In the afternoon of the 7th of the 4th, 23, I, Mason White, decided that I was going to take John O'Reilly at gunpoint and force him to boost cars with me. After we boosted the bravado Benson, I decided that the best chance of us getting away with the crime was for me to throw the weapon out the window and for me to drive the truck and evade the police myself. When I eventually went back to the place, I had a vehicle stashed. I told John that if he didn't run when I stopped, I would shoot him. In regards to that statement, Mr. O'Reilly, did you not state that you were driving the vehicle?
I said I was driving the vehicle for a period of time. Yes, I never specified how long I was driving the vehicle.
So were you driving the vehicle when it was stopped?
I could not recall.
Apologies, could you repeat that, sir?
I cannot
Alright.
recall.
We have to evacuate. There's a bomb threat.
Okay.
Where are we evacuating to?
In the back room.
Let's get officer escort.
SWAT will search room.
Where was the 911 call made?
Bradford, you need help getting out?
911 made. It seems like from the outside, I think. Outside left side, I think.
Alright.
Can I have people searching the outside areas, see what we can find, detain people who's walking in and out. And then search them to see if they have anything
Can I
else.
get my thing, please?
Oh, what
Yeah,
the?
Cliff, what's
People are
that?
currently downstairs currently. I'll also go and see if I can find anything.
People trying to blow this place up.
What?
What are you doing, Cook?
Kill the $5 units. Just make sure that once the bomb threat is cleared, that we search everybody coming back in.
Already on that.
10-4.
What's the roof? I guess. Better be safe than sorry.
Okay, so.
Is there anyone on duty that's currently around?
10 up.
Negatory.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events.
It's on the roof now. Yeah, myself and Micro 5 are on top of the roof. We don't see anything from the main city hall room.
It looks to be coming more from the back roof. Checking back roof. Seems to be from,
When I was on the roof,
station.
when I was on the roof, I saw two people entering the right side in the basement on the cell room. Maybe they were the people facing the home.
Do we have any officer stationed in that main hallway on the side entrance?
I'm currently here right now. Did you just see this right now or just a few minutes ago?
A few minutes ago, I saw them entering it and then leaving in a taxi.
10-4.
Tops seem to be clear. No trace of any bomb ID or whatever.
Alright, do you guys search the
5-5
rooms under
moving
there?
Down to
Yeah, everything is
back
good.
entrance to check
I'm just
for
gonna wait
any
here.
trace of ID.
I'm not gonna let anyone down there.
10-4. Ooh, I tried running the RPG. Wow, guys, I don't have a minigun.
I'm just I just walked around and I've been flexing my tab muscle and everything that I could see.
Therefore, main hallway, Tyler, I'm gonna check the side entrance
Because
where
I
they
don't know
were
if
seen
there's bombs.
from.
10-4. The downstairs has already been cleared.
10-4. The upstairs.
Alright.
Upstairs seems to be clear.
10-4.
It seems to be the call from the shopping mall area, PD station area. That is where the call is located closest.
10-4.
We'll swoop that area real quick.
Hey man, where you been? You took too long.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, where
Main
you been?
gallery,
Apparently I've been trying to get my ass.
Every person
into
that
town
entered
as
has
soon as
been
possible
searched, no one
until
had
I
anything.
have realized that I needed to take
If they were all clear.
some gremlin to the vet.
Oh, I see. Hey, Mr. Officer Tico, you got
It
Pokemon
seems to be in
cards
the
with
green
you?
pickup at the
No,
side.
I do
Stand
not, sir.
by. They're on me.
Actually, I might. No, I do not. No.
Going down
How's the
towards
sweep coming?
Plaza northbound.
I'm gonna eject the relevance to Pokemon cards to
Stopping
this
at
situation.
Rockford Plaza, lights
Wow,
running
reflex.
a red.
Stupid.
I have eyes
Wow.
on the
Of the building going.
I'm gonna interject to the obstruction to the relevance of the
Gonna get you
case
to my location.
of the
David.
day today.
Bless you.
Hi there, Ty.
Tico,
Okay,
bless you.
we're gonna try this again. Third time. How's the sweep of the
I
building
think
going?
this red rod.
It's going
It's
very
really
well.
clear.
A Charizard? You want a Charizard? Those are expensive, Dave. I don't know.
anyone who's outside,
Oh.
welcome them inside. Search them
what's the
and get into
situation?
the courtroom.
Yeah, can we
please.
sweep the building?
Your threat is
I
now
do ask
cleared.
money for
No threat
sweeping,
was
you know.
real.
You could say please, man, you know.
Well, we can't exactly do that right now. This is a secure area.
I don't want to be in this situation either. There's a thing called saying please.
Yes, we are clear. If any threat is
Perfect,
real,
let's
it
get
is
one
outside
upstairs.
the courtroom.
You got I'm pretty sure an individual running towards the rear side
Okay, we're free to go
of
back
the
into the
hospital
court
in
room,
front of
guys.
City Hall.
Okay.
In time for transport officers.
Alright, sir?
Bye if you come with me.
Was he? I'm just posted on the side entrance just in case.
Oh, 4. No reflex. Wow.
Thank you for the crop. The threat was not real. The officers have a good
Jay, you've
control
run the
scenario
plate
and the perimeter, so everyone will be safe in this courtroom.
Excellent. Now, at this point, Officer Brad, we're getting a little long in the tooth on this court case. If you have any significantly substantial questions, I would ask that you ask those at this point in time so that we can move this case along, please.
Sure, you want to understand. I have no further questions from Mr. O'Reilly, but just because of the inconsistency in the statements and testimonies, I will actually ask 1 Whiskey 7 to just stand for a final question.
Step down, John.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly, for your cooperation.
You're flapping.
Wow, guys. Yeah, you're so toxic today. What's up with that? It's Saturday.
Officer Mack, you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and with the truth?
I do.
Your witness.
Hello again, Corporal Mack. I'd just like to ask you a last question. So, given Mr. Riley's statement when he said he was driving the first time, so like the first few of the boosting call, and then he switched seats, and given the confession of Mason White, he said Mr. Riley never driven the vehicle. Did such a thing was such a thing brought up to you in earlier regarding him filing those charges?
Yes, in the cells, I was working on the MDT and was charging him with the Grand Theft Auto and the reckless driving. He then countless times told me that he was not the driver of the vehicle and was trying to get those removed.
So, with this, thank you, Corporal Mack. Thank you for the cooperation. No further questions are needed, Your Honor.
Riley, do you have anything else to cross her on?
I do not, but I do have a question for you, Your Honor.
Let me step down, Officer Mack. Thank you.
Could I approach the bench?
Yes.
My
Gonna use Reese's. Like, wow. Guys.
All right, quick 1 minute recess for anyone who needs to get food and water, then we will continue.
Oh, I stretched my legs. By the way, Blondie.
Mr. Anderson, if you'd step over here for a minute, please.
Alright, guys. Killer clown reflex. Everybody knows I don't like clowns.
I am good, Your Honor, with the break if everyone else is.
See, I have 4 jurors. I have defendants. I have plaintiffs. I think we have everybody we need. All right. At this point, then, closing statements, Officer Bradford.
Sure. So, first of all, thank you, Your Honor, and the members of the jury for listening along and being patient with me, my prosecuting team, and the court. The evidence brought spoke for itself, and the crime committed has been clear. Mr. Riley mentioned he did not drive the vehicle in the cells, but he mentioned he was at the first, and in the confession, Mr. White said that he was not even driving, meaning O'Reilly. So this is an important case. This trial has been a weak attempt in order to cover justice, but it is impossible. So wicked abusing is not a simple crime. Not only it injures the public safety and peace, but also it weakens our economy. No citizen would like their hard-earned vehicle stolen and their loved ones being in danger due to carelessness and mistakes others make. Evidence surely shows Januari being the driver and free of any force to commit the crime. He truly has the freedom to commit the crime, but as always, the police department was here to protect and serve. Join me, jurors, to prove that our community still is based on honesty and justice, and vote in favor of the state.
Mr. O'Reilly, your closing statement.
Firstly, as well, I would like to thank everybody for taking the time to come here and be here. I'm here today as I did not commit a crime that I am being wrongfully accused of by the police force. As sure most people know, that happens a lot. I am an old man trying to live out my days gardening and not get into any sticky situations. This is why I've left everything. I do not believe I committed the crime. I do not believe the police have the correct and substantial evidence to convict me of said crime. That is all that I have. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
At this time, our 4 jurors will head back to the jury room.
Questions, Your Honor?
Go ahead, Bradford.
Because I have the better evidence, can I have the counter closed argument?
That's not how that works.
It isn't?
No. Each party gets to give a closing argument, and that is that. At this point, if the jury would please head back to the jury room, I will give jury instructions back there.
It's my favorite Fortnite dance. At $20 on a not guilty verdict. We'll see how it goes. I know, Leanie, I know, clowns. Like,
You mentioned you wanted to live out the day.
my favorite Fortnite is favorite Fortnite.
That was 3 days ago.
I don't think I have one.
No, like
Like, I honestly don't have one. I don't haven't really played Fortnite. Only like once or twice, and that was like
This
a
entire
few months
case is
ago.
just someone trying to cover for their ass.
Hey, Skip.
By the way,
Most definitely is.
But yeah, clowns. Yeah, reflex. I'm completely, absolutely terrified of clowns.
Twice in a row.
But it's one of
Oh.
those people that does not slip.
Learn
up
something
in
new
our
about me.
story And is gonna try to find every single hole in our story to try and use that as food to, obviously increase his case. And I think the more we talked, the more he got food out of it and to feed off of to increase his side of the story.
Where did
Hey,
Yes.
Gianni,
Yes.
why
So-
did your badge say police officer, not detective?
Because he's a police
was the-
officer, man.
No, I'm a tech. This was the badge I was told to get by Bradford, so.
Yeah, but you can have different variants, I think.
Yes,
can
you
have
most
different
certainly
for a
can.
detective.
Yes.
You should have got the detective one. The last time I checked, you were a detective.
Guys, it's just a mix-up at the wardrobe.
Failure to wear the correct uniform.
There's a thing called whisper, guys. Come on.
I am.
Nah,
You're way louder if you want me to.
Hey man, I can be louder if you want me to, but I have more respect for the courtroom. Clearly.
I am whispering already.
Oh,
so I don't know what you mean.
Riley.
But as I said,
You think it's not going to be a not guilty verdict?
I have many
Like I
opinions
said,
want to share,
win or lose,
nor the
you
time
know.
nor the place.
Exactly.
I had fun. I hope everybody else had fun, and everybody did a good job. Okay, all the officers from Mac and Lauren to Sal to Bradford here, Joshua. Everybody did a good job. Okay. And each of the officers outside, keeping an eye on us.
We're gonna give the
they're
jury
too,
time to deliberate and make the decision.
they've done a really good job, and I'm absolutely proud of them.
Lamont, come stand next to me. I can't see the judge. Go, Jack. Go. There we go.
I'm just gonna return to the benches.
No worries, buddy.
What's
Appreciate your help.
weird?
Thank you, Chief.
No worries. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, man. Look at you, man.
There you go. If I were to take an assumption, we can't assume stuff. I'm whispering by the way. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna charge him with the evading. Obviously, we got the evidence, the body count.
Yeah, very true.
They're gonna charge him potentially with the aiding and abetting, because obviously he was helping something in the charging of people taken hostage. It's one of debatable ones, I guess. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a chance or luck or whatever. And then I don't know about the reckless driving. That's might be one that they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, all right, yeah, we're
We
gonna be
don't really
nice.
care.
Yeah, I know. This entire case is over 3
fucking
charges
don't care.
before.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was just mentioned because it was the original charge by 1 Whiskey 7, so we just went with that.
Yeah.
If it's not charged, I don't really mind because the evasion just includes all of these.
Yeah.
I think we may have.
Shh. Yeah. Shh.
The verdict is coming soon, so.
Sounds good. We've been waiting for about like 2 hours now, so.
So who's jittery nears?
We got fair jurors. You don't have anything to fear about. Especially that Pete Lopic guy. He's so fair, One of them is running around. What is he doing? They're tackling each other.
Huh? Morning. Hey, NZ Stoner. Hello.
Come here, boys.
No, Fred, go sit with the rest of them.
He's a loner, man.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you come to a verdict.
Yes.
Yes, we have in fact come to a verdict. Our verdict.
On the charge of evading.
We find he's the defendant, right?
Yes.
This guy. We find the defendant guilty of the charge of evading.
On the charge of reckless driving.
Guilty again.
Grand Theft Auto.
Guilty.
Aiding and abetting.
That one we find the defendant not guilty.
Okay. Okay. I like it.
Sorry, did you say not guilty?
We find him not
So
guilty
no
for aiding and abetting.
felonies, but
everything else
only
he's guilty for.
misdemeanors. All right, I will take it.
Officer Bradford, reducing the
Yes, Your
aiding
Honor.
and abetting charge, what is the current time and fines that the state is looking at?
Let me check that.
Oh my god.
It will reduce the fines by 500 and the jail time by 20 months. Sir.
Mr. O'Reilly, please stand. At this time, you have been found guilty of evading, reckless driving, and GTA, and not guilty of aiding and abetting. The state was seeking 70 months and $2,800 in fines. I am going to reduce that due to the length of time on this case down to 45 months and $1,500 in fines. Additionally, there is the $7,500 for the court fees that is due to me. Would you prefer I just took that out of your bail and handed you the difference?
Huh?
I said
Wait,
there's
what?
also the court fee of $7,500. Would you like me to take that out of the difference on your bail and hand you the difference?
Oh yeah, that works.
Lost my $20. I know,
Then
Skip.
at this time, court is adjourned. I will ask that the officer who's going to process Mr. O'Reilly and myself head down to the cells downstairs, and we will handle the paperwork. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Sure,
thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cheers.
This case dismissed.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will
Let's
be
go.
coming for the.
Oh my god. Hey, that's brandishing. That's
Well, who's
brandishing.
doing the? Someone has to do the booking, and we gotta
What?
bring O'Reilly down.
O'Reilly?
Yep, I'm doing it. That's all right, just follow me.
Wait, so we get money, right?
Where's our money?
Damn.
Congrats,
Free
Tim,
jury.
Congrats.
Free jury.
Congrats, Tim.
Hello, and congrats, everybody.
Congrats.
Well done, well done.
Congrats. Woohoo, let's go.
Right, and now I can finally freely say you should have been charged with fucking perjury.
Not the way, Harry.
Hey man, Johnny.
Come on.
Jesus, man. I'm anxious.
Whoa.
Harry.
Johnny, have you not noticed?
What?
I'm back. It's Luca.
Let's go, man. Let's get out of here. Shit, I did not
I'm
want
fucking
to.
PD, man.
Yeah, man.
Alright, you wanna get out?
I'm happy to see
Yeah,
you
I did
back.
not mean to get in. I meant to
I
jump
think
over.
I just need to do a refresh.
Course.
Get in.
I wouldn't know.
Alright. Hmm. Why is he?
What am I signing?
Sure, sir.
George,
Please
why
sign here
are
for
you
your
guys
signature.
out here?
We're waiting for
I'm
our
just
guns.
waiting for them.
Oh.
We sort of had our guns, so we
Oh.
gave it to an officer.
Yeah. Come here. I'll give it to you outside. Come on.
At this time, we'll call
Okay.
DOC to pick you up from the courtroom and take you to the penitentiary in Bialy.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to mention before we send you off?
Can I shoot the apps now? Oh.
Sorry.
There you
Michael?
go. And then...
Waiting for my
We need to
ride.
go back in there, but
Yes, now we just wait for Bradford until he's back with us.
Yep.
Honestly, that fucking defense.
Trust me. We'll learn from this. We'll get it together. What the?
No,
what just happened?
Thank you, Doltino.
What?
What happened to my vehicle?
This
Which dumb fuck
right
did
here.
The car's not being driven.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't mind, guys.
It
Let's-
just
let's-
flew
let's-
forward
Yeah.
into Michael.
All right, I'll get in the back.
Thank you, George, Buck. Thank you, Doltino.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye, guys.
I just checked. The actual charges from Mac's case was the ones that he was found guilty on, so we took the double of it.
Let's go.
Honestly,
Alright.
I was getting so mad at him. I also don't get why he was never charged with perjury. Because David told me, like, the moment someone was going to lie and do it again, even, they were getting charged with perjury on the spot. He does it twice in the same sentence.
It's alright. Alright, guys. If you guys can tell by the, I don't know if it relates to on Dive Scream that it's lagging and stuff like that. But, I'm gonna end it here.
And I mostly just was observing, so I didn't fuck anything up.
I'm gonna end it here, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed, and look out for a live stream next week. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, so who knows? And don't think I've forgotten about Riley. She's coming back. Just it's gonna be a little bit, okay? All right, guys. So I'll end it here, okay?
At least you can stand up. Yeah, I see that.
Take it off. I think.
Okay, everyone.
Hello.
We got the win, Drew.
Alright, thank you guys for all coming again. Much love.
Wait, I'm not gonna get shot, right? I'm good? Nobody's shooting me, right? No, I helped out. Come on, guys. No.
Alright, guys.
No, we won.
Let's just see you later. Bye, y'all. Catch you in the next one.
No, you did good.
Bye. Okay, hold on. Who's live? Turn anybody live.
We understood that state is
Let's
on
look.
track, okay?
Who can we raid?
Yes.
Good job.
Did we turn into the mob?
How about this? Since there's nobody, okay? Anybody in Mac's Discord, go and raid Mac and say Mac Tac, okay? From Reese. Alright? If you're in Mac's Discord, go give Mac a Mac attack, alright?
Anyway, I need to go direct traffic.
Alright. Bye, guys.